AKT Celebrity Reads. I tried to do the first part of the full reading last night, but it kept getting interrupted. It kept shutting me off, and I was just tired, like I am again tired now that I didn't really rest. So I'm gonna lay down again and try to do another part. I just put this as part 3. I don't know how long this is going to be because it has so many parts, so many things tied in it that Nipsey is telling me, and I haven't gotten it all yet because I've been too tired to basically sit up and write all of this down. So I'll tell you what I can that I can remember. Last, and thank you for everybody. Please click like and thumbs up, subscribe, and donate, and put my link into my Cash App. Um, $ Alex K Tyler. That's my Cash App. And you go on there, you'll see me smiling with the blue Nipsey blue scarf on my head and blue dress. Okay. So unfortunately, I kept getting cut off, but Nipsey's been talking to me, and he was talking about Biden, the war, different catastrophes, different things people are not going to be able to get and stock up on, and water, because we in the year of the tiger, the Chinese year of the tiger, but it's the water tiger, which is also related to the lion because those are big cats. And we're dealing with water catastrophe, water storms, a lot of emotions, things being unearthed, things being exposed, things coming to an end, things being revealed, people exposing things, people being exposed, dealing with health, all types of things, government and government upheaval, government reset, money resets, devalues of currencies, merging of currencies and government and health related issues, since the body is about 80%, almost 90% water. The cell is watery. The mitochondria is watery. The brain and the cells in the brain are watery. The glands are watery, full of hormones. And arteries and veins are watery, full of blood and plasma, and a high degree of what? Water in your blood. Okay. So we're dealing with many levels of those things, what Nipsey's trying to explain to me. And, it really blew my mind because when I was doing the second part of the reading, and Nipsey told me to say that there were also female Crips involved in this, at the same time I was doing this and saying this, somebody was uploading an interview of a female Crip that was friends with Nipsey and was talking about how he was set up by his homeboys and the elders in the Rolling 60s, and said Big U. Big U had to sanction it, and people that we don't know above Big U, because Nipsey was a made man. You can't just walk up and slit his throat or shoot him or kidnap him and hold him and murder him. He was way above that, and someone higher up, she said those things were coordinated. I put it in my community forum on YouTube, and they had to be approved. He had to be green lighted. It blew my mind because if you look at the time when my um live was going on and when it ended, and you look at the hour that that video was uploaded, you will see that it was within an hour of me starting and finishing. So there's no way I could have got it from over there and copy what was said, because it had not been there a day or 2 hours or 24 hours. No, it had just being uploaded while I was saying what Nipsey was telling me. Okay. Which I know if you thought I was getting this from other people in line, you wouldn't be over here. My regular supporters wouldn't be over here. So it blew my mind that that actually came out, and I said it when he told me to say it. So even though I'm tired and I'm laying here, I'm still gonna do what he tells me to do and say it, because he's not finished. I don't know when he's going to finish. I don't really care. I don't ask him that. I just go with something and repeat it until he's finished with that particular area, that thing, or that person, and he moves to something else. And I didn't finish. I have to do the reading on Black Sam. I have to do the reading that's leading up to his anniversary, March 31st, the public anniversary. And the court, because as I had told you, you see how they keep putting this shit off with Eric Holder and the court, and haven't really gotten to that. And I was talking about the lady that was his braider. I don't know. He was saying Terrace, like her name begins with a T. I'm probably not hearing it correctly, but it looks like, so I didn't know if that was a street or it was her name, or she had changed her name, or the pronunciation of her name, or she has two names. She has a legal name and then she has a nickname. That's probably true too. So I didn't know if there was Terrace, or was there a Terrell Street, or Terrace Street, or Avenue, or was that something about her name? Terrell, Terrace, something about her. He was saying begins her name begins with a T, and he was just really, emotionally disappointed because he sees how he said she's a nice person, but she's an empty person. Mentally, emotionally, spiritually lost, an empty person. Very sneaky, freaky, and scary. That's what he said. Not a bad person, but passive and doesn't like to have confrontation. Very passive, not an aggressive person. Not somebody, and he said basically she's not publicly and openly making a big deal about his murder and his setup before the murder, because she had heard about it before it happens, because she runs in his circles and she fucks, them different niggas around that area who she thinks can help put her on or help her to get to her advantage. But really, in a way, I'm not going to really get into this too deeply about her. From what he's saying, I kind of get that this lady's conflicted. His hairstylist that braids his hair or braided his hair while he was inside of the body. And once he got outside of the body, physically dead, she's braiding it on the physical body. She's conflicted about her loyalty. He sees she wasn't loyal to him. She's not really loyal to people in that circle. She's afraid of his baby's mother that has the boy crossed. She's not loyal to the mother, and the mother don't give a two shits about her. But it's something about her, from what he's trying to explain to me, the hair braider, that throws me off, because it looks like she's in ways just like the baby's mother. 1 foot in and 1 foot out, as if she is two-faced, but she's sneaky with it. For some reason, I see the police around this, from what he's telling me, and informants and people that have infiltrated those circles that are acting loyal or that pose as, you have gang members in there, you have artists in there, you have managers in there, you have stylists in there, you have police that control informers that are inside those circles that you think are agents, that you think deal with record labels or other things, that they're posing as that, but they're really not that. They're fucking police, and they infiltrate. Man, from what he's saying, this is, most of these people are actors and actresses, and they're collecting information and monitoring and controlling people. He told me, when the little bit, and I got to sit down and draw and go deeper into it. Okay. One of the things he said, there are a lot of secrets around his physical death and his investigation, and Eric Holder and the LAPD and the sheriff's department. I don't have it all yet, but I'm going to tell you a little bit that he gave me around his case that is never going to be released to the public. Never. Fucking ever. If it gets released, it's going to be 10, 15, 20 years from now. Some like a JFK and an MLK kind of shit. Because they don't want you to know how high the conspiracy goes. How political that it goes, and how politically connected the people that greenlighted him. And I'm not even talking about Big U. There are people that Big U works for. He's a pawn too, and he's a goddamn puppet. And I don't know how long his career is going to go, because they're only going to use him as long as it benefits them. He really doesn't have any power or control. The little bit of recognition, publicity, and shine you see him getting, that's all. He's just a pawn. That's all an illusion and a distraction, because he's really not the most powerful person that greenlighted Nipsey. There is a council, and that council goes high up into California politics, as well as controls the police department. He showed me LAPD, he showed me the sheriffs, and he showed me there is a military police squad that you don't know about. They look like police officers, some of them, but the other part you don't see is that they have a LAPD police uniform on in the daytime, and secretly they have a military police. So literally they have a military tribunal, a military judge, federal judges that are under the military, and judges that are under the state. So you have a very dangerous, and then he showed me another force of LAPD that has a skull and bone symbol on a black jacket. And then you have a black op squad that you'll never see, that you know about. And one of them I saw was like the sniper unit, but this is not the sniper unit. This is behind the sniper unit that was controlled and trained by the military, and the military side of the police force. There is a group of police that are only enlisted in that particular group, that are very vicious and treacherous, that are have been in the military. And one, this ties back to what he told me with his body. And you know what? I'm probably not gonna get into all of that. I'm gonna tell you this little fucking bit, because I realize the danger that I'm in, and I see the fucked up wild shit that has happened to me. Crazy shit. Mm. Did you see that? You see that shit? My shit just went out, and then it just fucking came back in. Y'all hear me? Can you hear what I'm saying? Can you hear me? So I couldn't even see anybody on my screen. Okay, it just went out for a minute. Okay. Yeah, Rizza Islam. You see what I'm saying? And that crew. I'm not even talking about that crew, even though I'm talking about that crew. That's not who I was just talking about. That's suspicious. Tariq Nasheed, Rizza Islam, who said they saw him get shot 5 times, and now the coroner say he got shot 10 times, or 10 and a half, or 11 times. Mm. And went through the toe and came out and went back in. Shit. Okay, I'm going to say this one thing about it, and I'm going to leave it. He showed me a bullet. I'm going to tell you the little things he showed me. He said what the public does not know, and what they're never going to know. There was a police officer, a white police officer, LAPD. There's one I saw. If somebody could please tell me, if you could go back, because I don't know, and I don't know the terrain out there. If somebody could please tell me, with their construction being done that day, that week, the whole week, because the lady called me about Nipsey that Tuesday, and he was shot that Sunday, 5 days later. Was there any construction in that area? Had there been any digging in that area? Any film shooting, in anything like that? I don't know, any carnival, any movie, anything being done, but definitely digging and construction and new, I don't know, new trees, dirt, hay, like straw. You know how they'll build a new subdivision or build a new shopping plaza or an area, and they dig up everything, and then they relay the parking lots, the sidewalks, the trees. They put new grass down, but before then they might have straw, but it looks like bales of hay. I'm seeing one of these white men being a part of that, but he's really a police. You had people out there posing, doing one job, or involved in construction, or like they're monitoring the area. But when that was happening that weekend, those were actually undercover police officers. I'm seeing this white man and he was dressed as one, and he was controlling um, black guys. There were also gang members, informants that were hanging around that area and that were in the 60s, as well as blood gang members, some coming in and out of LA, flying in, driving in, like I said 3 years ago, helping to shoot him, participating, watching it, filming it, and then driving out away from the scene and going to the airport and flying out, just like they flew in and drove in to the marathon and was around that area. Okay, he told me that there was some type of activity like that going on around that area in the marathon that weekend, is some construction. He showed me when I saw this bullet, and he showed me in this cabinet inside one of those police offices. There's a serial number on the bullet, and the bullet belongs to the gun of a police officer. So I'm not going to say the police shot him. I'm just going to say that one of the policeman's guns, for some reason, got in somebody's hands that was a shooter. That's what I'm saying. It will never be revealed to the public. And he showed me one side of his body, under the armpit, near the armpit, the rib cage, and the lung. One side of the head and face. It's in a manila envelope, and it came out during the exam and the autopsy. He showed me one, and they're never going to tell you that. The police know it, the judge knows it, the DA knows it. They were investigating and on Nipsey all that time and wanted to find ways to lock him up forever and destroy him. He was also showing me there's another one. There's a sergeant, an older white man that knows about who that police officer's weapon is in that bullet. That's hidden evidence, and it goes back to things like MLK, JFK, Malcolm X. Things you'll never know. And you see, they waited all them years and said them two black men shot Malcolm X. Um, he takes me to a sergeant, okay, older white man that hated Nipsey's brother, Black Sam. Nipsey tells me this goes back to when he was in high school. So I don't know if his brother, Black Sam, or him had any issues, since I know Black Sam is older than Nipsey, around the time when Nipsey was very young in high school, early high school. If Black Sam had any legal issues or problems with police. But this white officer hated Black Sam, and then wanted to get Nipsey because of what Nipsey started getting involved in and getting into gang involvement and getting in some trouble as, a high schooler, as a teenager when he first started getting in the gang. But they couldn't really catch Nipsey up, and they definitely couldn't get the brother, but they were watching them. So let's say if you're watching somebody illegally, you don't have a wiretap, you don't have a warrant, you watching them and you might see them in shit, but you can't really lock them up and you can't do nothing to them. You just nosy and you want to be in that black neighborhood and the Latin neighborhood because you don't like them because you're racist. You're prejudiced and you're racist, and you want to keep them down and set them up and kill them and make them murder each other and put guns and drugs in their hands any fucking way. This is the type of white sergeant I'm seeing. This is the weird part. I haven't, he just started telling it to me this evening. And like I said, I'm probably not going to even go into a lot of it in public he continues to tell me. He showed me this white sergeant is an older white man that's LAPD, very racist. There's a blue ribbon he's showing me and a woman in a wedding dress. The blue ribbon is like a contest, like a dog contest, and the dogs are groomed and they're judged and they have to do tricks. Like these, some type of hybrid dogs or special dogs or pedigree dogs competing. And the woman I'm seeing get married, looks like it's the sergeant's daughter. I'm seeing into his life. I'm getting an idea of the person this officer that had something to do with this, trying to set Black Sam up first and hated Black Sam, and then went after Nipsey when they were when Nipsey was a very young teen, early teens, early to mid teens, 13, 14, 15, 15, 16, around that area, early mid teens. But Black Sam was a little bit older. Had more experience. They hated Black Sam first. Then it started going into Nipsey. But they looked, from what I'm also seeing with Black Sam, with like white collar shit, as well as maybe physical crimes, but his stuff was more mental and more corporate. I'm not saying that Black Sam might not have gotten violent or would not get violent, but a lot of his stuff was also more mental, more like white collar shit, money shit, banking shit, number shit, stuff like that. And he might have had other people to do his other work for him, so it was harder to catch him. Maybe credit cards, banking, finance, things like that. And then that was first, and the other stuff was second. This is how far back I see this guy goes with this police guy that has it in for uh, Nipsey and his brother and trying to jam them up. And I'm seeing his background. He comes off as an upstanding citizen in the LA police, but that's as far as white life. He's a white supremacist on the low. He's respected by his peers, but hates people of color and actually kept, because I'm seeing it's shifting now, and they're basically trying to destroy those areas and lock up and destroy those people and make them kill themselves and destroy themselves. He had been following them and trying to set them up and cause them issues for years since they were very young. This man, this sergeant that I'm seeing that has this life with competitions and these dogs, this dog with a blue ribbon on it that also belongs to the girl. He has a daughter. He is over the other officer who might, I'm going to say his skin is white, but he might have some Latin descent because his hair is black and his eyes are black. And he's very racist. So he's either a Mexican or some Mexican or Latin descent, but identifies as white, even though all his features are very dark. It's just his skin is white. It's a group of them, a rogue group of them, and those are the ones that are tied to the bullet. That bullet is also tied to a black gang member. And I hate to say this. I'm going to say this again because this is coming up again. It's several rolling 60s that are black men, but they're also tied to black women. Women that knew about the meeting that was being set up for Nipsey before he was called there to kill him at the goddamn meeting. There were women, and one of them has a baby. Several are mothers, but one of them has a baby that's tied to this. And all I'm going to say is the baby is a boy. And that's also chummy with Big U. And it's not Tanisha. See, and what I will also say, like I've always told you, when I do my readings, I don't know these people. I speak to the dead. I'm a psychic medium. I only hear these things on the spirit realm and I read tarot cards. I don't guarantee you the shit I say is true. I haven't met none of these people that I'm saying it about. I don't know these people. I'm not saying I know for a fact it's true. I ain't saying none of that shit, and I never have guaranteed that this shit is true. What I said is that I'm a psychic medium. Now, the things that I know are true, I will tell you that I know them true because I met the motherfucker or I seen them do the shit or the shit was said to me direct. I will say that shit and I will not say it's alleged. When I'm doing a spiritual reading, as I'm doing now, AKT Celebrity Reads, I am a psychic medium. I hear these things from people that are physically dead, yet still alive, and come back from the other side over here and talk to me and go back and forth. That's all I can guarantee, is that I do have an ability to see and hear, and I do readings like a whole bunch of other people. That's it. These are readings for entertainment purposes only. But to guarantee something, and I know I saw it, no. I don't know. I don't physically know these people. You're not going to try to catch me up. I'm not saying it's not possible for me to be sued. And I'm saying not me. You can try to sue anybody. I would really like to see how well that goes though, because I'm a psychic medium. I'm not saying psychic mediums don't get sued. I just hadn't seen a successful case of it, of somebody that's not guaranteeing something but says they have ability to see. That's all I'm saying that I do. And basically, the only way that you can verify that I do have that ability is the way that you do. Or the way that you guarantee that I don't is the way that you do. You go check out what the fuck I say, and you email me in private, and you call me, and you put on a video. Yes, I found this out. Yes, I found that out. This was on CNN, NBC, MSNBC. God damn it, channel 5, 11, 10, and motherfucking 2. That's the way you know if I'm about that shit or not. Okay, that's my goddamn disclaimer, and I'm sticking to it. Now, another thing that I want to get into that he's been keep on telling me. I've told y'all 2, 3 readings before, and I've said that I've seen all these dead people on this train. These trains, I've seen these explosions. I've seen this possible war here or overseas. I've seen these dead white people naked with dirt and shit on them. Just dead bodies on these fucking trains. So many of them, they had to pack them on the train. The morgue couldn't hold them. They couldn't put them all in the ground. They had to transport them from one place to another. Now you see, a week after I said that shit, we deal with Russia and Ukraine, and Putin killing a lot of people over there. And they are white peoples. They racist and running the black people out that come over there for school, to Nigerians, or they won't let them get on the trains. A lot of time they doing them real fucking dirty. I don't know. They getting out, but I don't know how all of them are getting out. But they're real dirty to the people because they are people of color, people of African descent. Just is, and not just the people, the Nigerians. They also doing the other people of colors, the Indians from India. They are doing that to them. So when someone put a comment on my page, oh, what do it mean people call they black? No, because Indians are not considered black people, even though we know a lot of them are, or have black blood, oh, excuse me, African blood in them. Black is not a race. You're calling yourself black because that's what white folks told you that you are. You need to really start looking up those things and studying more science. If you say somebody's French, we know they're from France. Somebody's Egyptian, we know they're from Egypt. Somebody is Nigerian, we know they're from Nigeria. If they black, where's black land? Where's a city called black? Where's the country? It doesn't exist. You're going by shit white people tell you to exist, and false constructs based on race and color to justify white supremacy and to suppress someone and say someone's inferior. That's someone that's dead. So those people are of color and their skin is not black. They're different hues of brown, but black, just like there's nobody's skin that's actually white, like a piece of paper. You're repeating things that you were told by people that don't look like you to justify ruling over and having an inferiority and superiority complex based on the tone of someone's skin and then labeling them that. It's a false construct. So don't try to tell those to me. Do your research, do your study. Because these are people of color and all these people are not considered black, that are people of color that have been done wrong in the Ukraine and not allowed to leave and being treated as whites. Because those are people from India that are not considered what you said black. So that is correct in their assessment. These are people of color. Okay. When I saw that, and what Nipsey has been saying to me, like I told you about Biden act like he's not a part of this and tied to China and deals that he knew this was going to come up because they've been fighting before now. Ukraine and Russia have been fighting before now. They've been in a 6-year dispute and been fighting their ass off. I have nothing but respect for these people. Because they don't give up and they fucking tough and it's cold over there. Them motherfuckers will do what they got to do, goddammit, to fight and survive. Because they've been fighting over 6 years. A lot of y'all just keeping up the shit and hearing about the shit now and think this shit all of a sudden they was attacked. They been motherfucking fighting with Putin. He been trying to invade and take over there because he said that is Russia, that is a part of Russia, and it belongs to him. This shit been going on, and they will fight to the fucking death. I can't do nothing but admire and respect that shit. But the U.S. and other countries are saying that they are not going to get involved and send their soldiers over there. And I'm telling you, Nipsey's telling me there are secret groups of governments and agents that are over there from the U.S. that you don't know about. They're not coming out and saying, oh, Army, Air Force, but they have other special forces and groups that you don't even know about that are over there on the ground surveying that were already over there, just like it was U.S. citizens that were already over there and trying to get out of there now that you don't know about. He told me that, and he told me one of the side benefits of this is human sex trafficking and child sex trafficking and body transfer. Body organ, body part, and body transfer from children over there, as well as coming from Mexico through the border, prostituting they little pussy and they little head and ass and little dicks. That's what they want to do. And from what Nipsey told me, there is different pharmaceuticals that are not just privately used for rituals like y'all think and what you're talking about adrenochrome. That again, thank you for donations. Thank you for posting my cash up. Thank you for clicking likes. Thank you for thumbs up and commenting and subscribing because that helps people to see my videos more and get pushed up more for other people to view that don't know me and don't know about who I am and what I talk about. So please continue to keep that going. He's saying Biden and these other people in politics, they know and they are a part. They're acting like they don't know and they so sorry about sanctions and all that shit. But he's saying on the low, there is a open group now of orphans, motherless and fatherless children that are living, that are going to have to be brought over here and moved to other places and then secretly tunneled over here. There's a black market that they're using this to open up for children, for more children and sex trafficking and organs. He said they need blood, different organs and body parts. He was saying that there are certain medications made from human body parts. There are eyes. He said there are different brain cells that they want, liver, heart, kidneys, those different tissues, testicles, and the hormones from little boys, as well as the different rituals that are done for immortality and power. And a lot of these people that you think are regular human people are vampires and they are addicted to human flesh. He said, but scientists and labs will get these body parts. He said, definitely parts from the brain, the eyes, the head, the whole vein system, taking veins out, taking arteries out, taking nerves out, the eyes, the cornea, the retina, the joints, the knees, the testicles, the spinal cords, different parts of the bone, because the younger it is and the more cleaner and the healthier it is, if they get the physically dead ones within a certain amount of time, they can still harvest. Even if the body's dead, they can clean it out and still harvest certain things that are still good after death, like joints, like skin, like connective tissue, like bone. They can take them, and the ones that are alive, some of them, different things will be happening, and those will be orphaned or adopted or moved around. It's not that they don't have other families over there to get them, but they won't allow it because they want them over here as part of the trafficking and the ritualistic sex trades. He said that there's a very powerful opening in the balance right now. I don't know. I have to ask people that are into numerology, astrology, and astronomy to tell me what's going on. But I know when I looked briefly, I saw that Uranus was coming up, and the scientists were saying you can see it in space right now, like this week. And that's one of the gods, I think, of immortality that helped create the humans, and it's the sky god. I think married Gaia, or Gaia was his wife, and he had a child or maybe a couple of children by Gaia. So Uranus is very powerful. So I'm going to look more up about that and see what's going on with that this week. But there's ceremonies we don't know about and celebrations we don't know about that involve children and sacrifice, giving offerings to certain gods of war right now. And so they initiate wars and explosions and dominating a land and killing at a certain time based on the God that they're going to line up with and do the offerings and the sacrifice and make the pact with to guarantee success and get what they want. And if you look at what I'm saying, like I said it before, and I saw it affecting the trains and explosions of the trains, rigging the trains, trains jumping the tracks on purpose, tied to the water, underwater, and military tied to the sky, planes and helicopters in the sky, in the U.S. and overseas. Listen, I said it before this happened. It's like the next day, day after they initiated this. Putin initiated this. And it's not getting ready to stop. I don't know all the details about the ending, but Putin is not just going to run away because they're offering little baby sanctions, spanking its sand. That's not what we're dealing with. It's going to have to play out. It's not getting ready to stop this week or tonight or tomorrow. And the president there is an actor, and they've made an agreement. This is all staged, and this is happening the way that is supposed to happen. But the children, don't you see what I'm saying? Now, a lot of the children are wide open for anybody to do what they want to do because the parents are being murdered. A lot of the children are being murdered, but the parents are being murdered, and the children are not going to be able to, all of them are not going to be able to stay there. They don't have anybody to take care of them, and they're deliberate. Okay. He also told me that he said there are insurance policies you don't know about that governments or presidents, they have divisions, they can file different claims over certain bodies, a certain amount of bodies or humans physically living or dead, and get policies, even if the parents didn't take the policies out on the children. And they also do it for body parts, and they put them on a particular stock market. So he's saying when they, because Nipsey was saying the same thing was done to him, and it's done to everybody that gets an autopsy. Even when they get embalmed, there's a whole Masonic ritual, and the way you put someone in a casket, the measurements of the casket, the measurements of the hole in the ground, and how deep you put them down in the ground. That is all mathematical precision the way that's done, and they tried to do it not completely based on the way our ancestors did this in Egypt with embalming, and there was a certain amount of days and hours and time that certain people would get the ceremony, the ritual of being embalmed, and the organs removed in a certain way and blessed, and the body being blessed, because that's what Nipsey's body was supposed to be done to him. And that was to free them and to elevate them and also allow them to come back if they wanted to. But the way it's done over here, the way it's done is to bind, mathematically construct and calculate a tomb to bind the body and bind the soul of the person so they cannot be liberated and free but chained down while they steal the essence and the soul of the person, especially someone like Nipsey, like JFK, like MLK, like Malcolm X. Anybody that is a liberator and full of light, they will do a certain Masonic ritual on them during the funerary processes, whatever those may be, and they remove things that you don't see and that you don't know about. And he said when it comes to these children, when they're missing, and even some of the adults, he said some of their mothers will be sold into prostitution, and you will think they're dead. They will kill them, reanimate them, even clone them, and they'll be on a black market prostitution, black web, stuff you don't know about because there's certain sets of them. They're looking for a certain blood type, a certain DNA to clone and to use for mesmerism and to spy and to integrate into U.S. society, just like they're bringing the children over the border with no parent and they're orphans, and then they rape them and they sex traffic them. and they organ transfer them and they use them to set people up. And a lot of them, they're transgendering the boys very little so that you won't be able to tell by the time they start going through puberty. They're the puberty blocker, so it looks and acts and talks just like a woman. See, it was just like this weird shit that I didn't want to get into when I told you about Biden's son be talking to them goddamn children and disguising himself as first like a cartoon, like you don't even know it's a goddamn human nigga. You don't even know it's a man. Cause he come off like a little child or like a pink rabbit or like one of them pink Chinese character. And then we talking about dippy 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 dubu dubu di di. Had it more shot did be cut the cinema. The nigga be talking. I mean, that's heard that shit. I said, what the fuck, man? You know what? And let me go ahead and get drunk because I don't even want to get on here and repeat what this grown ass nigga be saying. Nigga be up there smoking crack, shooting goddamn heroin, don't know who he is or where he is, butt naked high with a rag round his damn nuts, jacking his dick, talking to a damn child. And the I started this nigga say, yeah. It was like some children cartoon, man, with a whole children language, goddamn it. I said, is this shit real? This was Biden's son. Biden's son. Shoes off, butt naked, socks off, with some grease on his dick, watch some Chinese cartoon. Man, look. Look, man. I can't even make this shit up high on that shit. I don't know if that's crack all the time. It's a mixture of crack and something else. Like different type of psychedelic drugs where he might get so high and pass out for days and do all kind of weird sexual shit. He might wake up on with a child, like a cloth pamper on, where they had a pamper, sir, where he done damn had a pamper with some real big safety pin in it and shit on itself. He do shit like that, like he want to be dressed up like a goddamn newborn, old as he is, like a 3-month-old or 6-month-old with a rattle in his thumb, his mouth with a damn cloth pamper. He don't want no regular like plastic pamper. Want no shit on himself and pay somebody, a prostitute or something coming down and clean himself and then be talking gibberish like that, like he just been shot out somebody's ass and about damn 3 days old and can't fuck. Man, look. You think I want to come on here and tell y'all this shit? I be seeing this shit in the spirit, man. I been holding this back because I know the nigga. Y'all think, man, look. How you think I'm laid out over here like Ira Kelly? Ceiling fan with you. I mean, you just see the ceiling fan, goddammit. You know. Bitch going around here braiding a nigga hair and shit. Somebody braid my hair. Man, trying to do an R. Kelly. Why you ain't braiding no another nigga hair, goddammit? That done got shot or famous nigga or talking, you know, because he said the motherfucker name again with a goddamn T, goddammit. Because you know the nigga, like, you know, it was a sex ass nigga. You know, it was videos of Nipsey sitting on the porch, you know, bitch sitting behind him, braiding his goddamn hair back, corn rolling his goddamn hair like Ira. Not Ira Kelly. Somebody braid my goddamn hair, goddammit. Up there braiding a nigga hair. I mean, where's the other nigga's hair as you goddamn braids? I mean, why the baby mama said she love him so much and she's so spiritual? A nigga like that, another bitch wouldn't braid my damn nigga hair and put some damn oil sheen. Nigga hair was pretty anyway. Put a little grease and shit on there. Bitch wouldn't be sitting. He wouldn't be sitting on no porch between another whole legs up close to her cock, letting her corn roll my damn nigga hair, bitch. What the fuck is wrong with you? She wouldn't have been in no goddamn funeral home corn rolling my damn nigga hair. First of all, if he was my nigga, he wouldn't have been in no goddamn, you supposed to be so spiritual. You should, the last place you seen your nigga shouldn't have been in no goddamn Morgan funeral home since you so motherfucking spiritual and deep and shit. If you all that spiritual can see, that shit shouldn't have happened to the motherfucking nigga. But another bitch wouldn't have had her legs open with his back and the back of his head perched up on her cock, near her cock with her legs open, greasing his head and braiding that nigga out to the back. What the fuck is wrong with you? I don't, you know what I'm saying? I really don't understand that goddamn shit right there. And now you want to say, call you so spiritual that cause he dead? What the fuck kind of shit? You is spiritual and alive, and it took him dying so that you can be alive and be. I mean, it sound like you trying to tell us, bitch, that you sacrificed the nigga. Kind of shit is that? You so in love him first, he be your husband. Now we know that you was never married to him. You were with him. We know you weren't living with the nigga. Y'all was arguing. Y'all wasn't even on the best term. Y'all wasn't even motherfucking together. Y'all breaking up, making up, breaking up, making. And nigga then he decided not to make up this goddamn time. And you so hurt about the shit, but all we hear about is you. That shit don't, it just don't motherfucker. It's a grown ass woman that know how to love a nigga, feed a nigga, fuck a nigga, be a nigga homie, love a friend, and braid the nigga hair, and get up in the morning, boil some water, and put grits and cheese and egg together for a nigga. I would never sit there and motherfucking say that I'm my motherfucking nigga, and I'm taking care of and loving and fucking and sucking the nigga. That I'm gonna sit there and motherfucking say that sit there and motherfucking say, can y'all hear me? That he had to die so I can live. And I can become spiritual because he dead. What kind of? And it's all about you. You sound like a fucking sick, supreme ass, mentally ill narcissist. Because his death, his body gone and he in the ground. But it's about you and how you feel and how you've grown. And everybody need to look at you and everybody need to listen to you. And now you spiritual and you alive and you awaken the spirit because he dead. It ain't about him. I miss him. I love him. I miss that pipe. I miss his face. I miss his laugh. I miss his energy. I miss his love. I'm so in love with him. We did this. We did that together. It's about you. His whole life, his fuck, everything he accomplished and him physically being dead. The great tragedy is not you and your fucking pain. Bitch, the great tragedy is him. And him in the motherfucking ground. And his body was destroyed. His physical life was destroyed. His ability to see his children and watch her grow and love and live and graduate from school and travel and become everything that he gave her the talent to be. Well, you're not talking about that and the great tragedy of losing this great king at 33 years old. Now his death and him losing his body and everything he worked for is about you. His life, his legacy, and his physical death is not even, you don't talk about that. It's about you. You don't love him. You're not in love with him. You never was. You not now. Any grown woman that's done really love the nigga and done had a nigga that she rode or died for, sold dope for, sucked dick for, prostituted for, watched the nigga go to chain gang, took her last dime, but got 2 jobs and shit, sucked her dick to put money on his book. A real bitch ain't gonna talk like that. I don't give a fuck what you say. Y'all might be some young bitches that think that shit cute and riding for that motherfucking bitch and think that shit okay. But a real motherfucking down ass bitch, a grown ass motherfucking woman know that shit ain't right. That shit don't even fucking sound right because now it's all about you taking the front stage and now you spiritual you ain't never been. Now you see what you ain't never seen. Now you know what you ain't never know. Now you can peer into the other goddamn. I mean, but you say you had a spiritual teacher that would lead you. A fool was leading you and training you and using spiritual teaching that goddamn weekend. So why you didn't do spiritual warfare for your damn nigga? Why the nigga didn't have no protection and got shot the fuck up? From the crown of his head to the soles of his goddamn feet. And you said that you were with him and ride with him. One thing I know that I'll never fuck with a bitch that sit on a white horse, goddammit. Sit on a white horse, tell me to put on some white clothes and stand beside you on a white horse. Bitch, we know what the fuck that means. Even Kilo said, you know, that white horse, that cocaine, that white girl, that's a serious and dangerous motherfucking thing. And there was a group saying, if you gonna ride, don't ride that goddamn white horse. The man clearly didn't know no better. He ain't had nobody to pull his coat. She claimed he pulling her coat and educating her. Why you ain't pull his? You say you were with him, you were down with him. Why he got shot and you didn't? And why you was with him, but you conveniently wasn't with him or was fucking high, goddammit, when he got shot the fuck up. See, this shit, I'm grown, okay? I ain't one of you little motherfucking girls that believe that love story shit and that happily ever after goddamn shit. Because if it was some really fucking happily ever after shit, then she wouldn't be sitting up there by herself talking about she lived cause he fucking dead. What kind of man? The fuck up out of here, man. Get the fuck up out of here. And it's all about you and what you know and what you fucking see and how you feel. You weren't talking no kind of spiritual shit. You was up there drunk and high with him in the club partying and doing everything and eating pussy and sucking dick with him and all that shit. You ain't mentioned that one goddamn spiritual thing until he fucking got physically dead. Now I was, I see him, I feel him. We do yoga together in the morning. We touch toenails together and fingertip, and I sip green juice, and we do a damn Nam Yeho Renge Kyo chant, and I can see the stars, all kind of shit. Once this man physically damn dead, now you, shit. If it was my nigga and I love the nigga so much like that, I want to do that and keep the nigga in his body. Okay? I want to keep the nigga close to me. Shit, I want to sit on the goddamn porch and braid the nigga hair and put the nigga head real close to my damn cock. Close to my pussy so he can hear the shit throbbing while I'm greasing his damn head. Cooking for him, fucking sucking, shopping with him. Riding a black horse, maybe a brown one, but not a goddamn white one, goddamn it, because she the only one that came up out this shit and the nigga dead. See, but you is happier. And your third eye is open. Now you by yourself here getting money from his name and his project and getting opportunity. You more happy. You see that? You see that goddamn shit? I'm more happier. And my third eye ain't blind no more. Now that I'm by myself and the nigga dead. But when I was physically with the nigga getting drunk, high, and partying, getting to take care of me, my third eye was closed and I was not spiritually aware and acute while I'm sucking dick and eating pussy and all other kind of bullshit. Now I got the nigga in the ground. All of a sudden, I'm more spiritual. My eyes is more open. I'm more goddamn deeper with his money and new movies and opportunities and shit. I have no remorse about this shit because the nigga death gave me life. Do y'all understand? I mean, look, please tell me what the fuck I'm missing. Please tell me what the fuck I'm missing. Because there's a real grown woman and a grown lady that have lived and had a lot of fucked up experiences, had a lot, love niggas, had a lot of niggas do me wrong and been through a lot of shit. That's not something that I would say from a nigga I really love and lost. And if I'm that spiritual, I'm going to be somewhat spiritual, have some sense, since you was getting training from a fool before that happened to him. During and after, that shouldn't have never happened to him. She do magic, her son that do tantra meditation and tantra opening in his ass. They do all that shit. Why it didn't happen to him? Why didn't it happen to nobody else around him? And they tricking and lying and cheating and stealing and fucking little girl and polite sticking his dick down a teenage girl's mouth to tickle her tonsils and skeet and had DNA in her mouth when the police arrested him and swabbed the girl. So we know them white police didn't lie on his ass down there in goddamn Florida. But they had protection and they foul as hell. And this is an anointed man that full of light that came to bring light and education and prosperity to his community. But he dead and you around him and all your teachers around him that fuck over people and set people up and scam people. And you was supposed to be spiritual then. And you was in love with him then. The nigga got shot up almost 15 times. And now that he's dead, you are alive in your third eye and it's no longer blind. What kind of shit is that? I mean, really, what kind of shit? Anybody that got any sense and any woman that really can see that is really spiritual would not believe that shit she fucking saying. You can tell this lady, she's totally detached from this man. She not in love with that man. She went in love with him when it happened to him. But right before it happened to him, sitting on that horse out there, she went in love with him when he got shot, and she went in love with him after he got shot. Because a woman that's truly in love with a nigga that would put herself in his place and die for him if she could, don't talk like her. Do not walk and talk like her. And when you look at her eyes, they're black. She's staring off, and you can see something is disconnected with her. You can tell she's not in love with him. I don't care what y'all think about me. I don't care what you fucking say. I don't give a fuck what she say. I know better. I was born at night, but not last night. I got a child. I've been with niggas I love, and I've been with niggas I hated. And the way she's talking is the way I would talk, and a woman that talk that's detached from a nigga. You got resentment. The nigga done did something to you. Even if the something he did to you was not come back to you and don't want to fuck with you and argue with you no more. I don't know if this is true. But I heard allegedly that she was dating Trey Songz and that Trey Songz wanted to break up with her. And he was so nervous and didn't want to deal with a confrontation from her. Instead of breaking up with her in private at his house, he met her and broke up with her in public. Said Lil Wayne, when he was dealing with her, Lil Wayne said he ended up in the hospital on that lean and having seizures. And when he stopped hanging with her, he stopped having the seizures and he got better, even though he was still on the fucking lean and getting high. Now, I don't know if these things are true, but I'm just saying, allegedly, Trey Songz broke up with his baby mama in public because he said she was crazy and starts a scene and attack him. He didn't want to be attacked. So Nipsey is not, when he's telling me this stuff, and I've said it for 3 years, I never changed it. And people have confirmed it and said she would attack him first and hit him. He wouldn't even hit her back. He wouldn't even attack her. He would try to hug her and try to love on her and change her, trying to turn a whore into a goddamn housewife because he didn't want to believe that. So I'm not going to say I know for a fact it's true. I wasn't there. This is what's being said by people that know her and that know Trey Songz, that she's known to be mentally off and likes to start scenes and clown on men. But I think it's a certain type of man she likes. One that she would start shit with to probably beat her ass and probably take her through shit. She doesn't, Nipsey was too good for her. He might have dogged other women, but at first he thought he was in love and he was trying to be faithful and do the right thing until he saw what his friends trying to tell him she was a pass around. And when I look at her, she doesn't fool me. She's an actress. She comes off like she's so spiritual. She talks soft like she's so sweet. She's so in love with this man that she's a stable person. This lady's not stable in the head. This lady is not mentally stable. From when I lay these cards down and when I look at her in the spirit and when I listen to Nipsey tell me out of the body, he said this lady's not stable and they were not on good terms. She wasn't in love with, she wasn't in love with, she resents this man. I don't know what happened, what he did to her. I guess not be controlled or be a weak ass nigga like she thought he was. She just wanted to use him, and that's what she's doing now. Using him, using his money, using his name to try to go to the bank, and still it's never enough. Whatever she gets off of him, whatever money she gets, it's never enough. She always wants more, more, more. It's never enough. Greedy, very arrogant, very egotistical, very narcissistic. Nobody's supposed to have anything of his but hers. All his stuff belongs to her, and I don't know how it belongs to her because he didn't will it to her in writing. He didn't marry her. In California, it's automatically a half. He was never legally married to her. He didn't give his stuff to her. She doesn't legally have any right to anything of his other than what he said, and then we don't even know if everything she's getting what she said because they're so treacherous. Some of this stuff, it looked like he was set up and stuff was fucking changed around. And then he used to get high a lot. Every time you saw him, he's doing videos, he's smoking every day. He's drinking. He's partying. I don't know if he's trying to zone out or they put something on him that had this man like that. Because I already see he had black magic on him and he was mesmerized and had sex spells on him. Demons threw sex in to catch this man up and to throw his mind off and use this baby as a business baby, a money baby, since she couldn't get the wedding band. These are things that he's wanting me to tell you, to bring attention to, as well as what's going on in the world with these organs and with this sex trafficking and child trafficking. You all may think has stopped, but they will create slick ways, even through war, orphanage, and bringing children over the border without their